Hi. Hi kids, how you doing? I just wanted to show you a little bit of the artwork before we get started tonight. I wanted you to see some of the characters that we're going to start to go in book 1, chapter 3 and 4 tonight. If you notice, there's Abby and Luke on the far sides, and in the middle, a big white dog, that's Zeus, and we're going to learn all about him tonight. And then, of course, Kiddo is up in the front. He's kind of the gray, scruffy looking dog. Some of the other dogs, as you know, are going to actually start coming into the story series as we go through the end of book 1 and we start to go into book 2. So I'm Joni Wilson. How are you doing? And tonight I've got my little Roxy Roo with me. I just wanted you guys to know that Mojo had his little operation today on his knee, because I know a lot of you have been texting me. A lot of you have been messaging me on Facebook and on Instagram, and you were worried about him, but you do not have to be worried about him. He had a perfect knee operation. So he is doing fantastic. Okay, so I don't want you worrying about him. The nurse called me tonight. She says he's settled in, he's sleeping, he's really cute. She likes him. She wants to steal him. I said, don't you dare steal him. That's Roxy's brother. So this is Roxy Roo. She's going to help me tonight. Put you guys, tuck you in, and make sure that you have a good nighttime story, and then you go to bed good for your parents, because your parents are dealing with a lot right now and they're stressed. So we need to be extra specially good to our parents right now, don't we, Roxy? Roxy's a good girl, though. She goes straight to sleep. I'm going to put her to bed now right here. And as I read to you guys, she'll probably just go ahead and fall asleep too. Right, Boo? Anyway, she's even got a cute little bow in her hair. So little Mojo's good. And we're all good here in Nashville, Tennessee. I do this every night at 8 p.m. We are reading book 1 of The Dog Rescuers. Kiddo trains a rescuer. Okay? And those are the characters. That's Kiddo, that's Zeus, that's Abby, and that's Luke. The characters in this book. Eventually, we will also get to book 2, okay? And book 3 comes out in about a month, so watch for it. I want you all to take a look at www.thedogrescuers.net, okay? www.thedogrescuers.net. And you can join the paw club, and there's all kinds of fun interactive information on the website as well. There is like a lot of really great fun stories, interesting information about dogs. It's just a great place to go. If you love dogs and you love cats, it's a great place to go. And there's songs. Every single dog has their own song. And you can also get a chance to buy t-shirts if you want, or if you don't want to buy anything at all, you just come here free every night and I'm narrating the stories for you, okay? Look at this. This is the cast shirt that we had made up. Aren't they fun? It's got the dog rescue. You could get them in pajamas. You can get them in hats. You can get all kinds of fun bandanas. You can get a little face mask right now, bandana, the dog rescuers. You could put your favorite dog character on it if you want. So just go ahead and check that out, okay? And I'm hoping that you guys had a really good day, and it's time to have a good night's sleep. So Roxy Roo, what do you say? You want to help me read? Okay. So we have Chapter 3, as a quick little recap, what's happened is Abby, who is kind of a kid that nobody really pays attention to, and they've been bullying her. She just kind of is a loner. Her parents work really hard. She just kind of feeds herself after school every day and waits for them to come home. And she's been alone until one day a little dog shows up on her front porch. And he's a little beige and white, scruffy looking dog, kind of messy, kind of like her. Kids tease her all the time about being messy and scruffy. And she sees this little dog and she thinks, okay, he's lost. And so he worms her way into her life and into her home. And basically at this point, he's making her look really cool because all of a sudden this kid that nobody paid attention to has this really cool dog that she's walking around trying to find its original owner. It's even caught the attention of her next door neighbor, Luke. Luke is like 10 and he's the coolest kid in the neighborhood. He skateboards. He does all kind. He's like the kid that everybody wishes they were. Okay. And he never really paid attention to Abby before. He was never mean to her, but he never really paid attention to her. She's a little girl. She's 8, he's like, but she has this cool dog all of a sudden. So Luke and Abby join forces and they are becoming friends right now. That's where we're at in the story because they've got this common cause. They're going to try to find Kiddo, his original owner. But is Kiddo really lost? That's what we're about to find out. So, Chapter 3, Pooch with a Purpose of Book 1, Kiddo Trains a Rescuer. Abby and Luke did not know that Kiddo had a big secret. You see, Kiddo was a very special scruffy dog that wasn't lost at all. He was a roamer and he knew exactly where he was and what he was up to. He would travel from town to town feigning he was lost and hoping to find an unsuspecting human to put them under his trance. In that instant, one could fall in love and feel an overwhelming need to rescue him. Once he got rescued, Kiddo went straight to work. He would send out secret messages with his mind. I wanted to show you some of the artwork tonight because some of you actually wrote in and said, please show us some of the artwork. And it's fantastic. It's by Kimberly Cranfield is her name. So I wrote the book, but she drew all these great pictures. She's fantastic. So he would send out secret messages with his mind throughout the town to other doggies lost and abused, sad and confused. And he would invite them to the home of his new dog rescuer in training, who was now becoming Abby, so they could have a chance at being placed in a new home. It was a master plan to find new masters. Only dogs knew about it. Only dogs could be reached with the messages, and only dogs could communicate about it amongst themselves. It was a completely separate world that only dogs were a part of, and humans had no idea that this world even existed. Any dog within Kiddo's telepathic message range could come to Abby's yard and get rescued. Big secret. Chapter 4, Zeus, the Big White Dog. Let me put this up here for the camera so you can see. Zeus, the Big White Dog. Now let me tell you how big Zeus is. You see, Zeus actually really existed. Zeus was my dog that I had rescued. I rescued him from a farmer's field where he was struggling. He wasn't being fed. The farmer would take off for a while and not really take care of him. So I rescued Zeus and I brought him to my house. And 2 months later, Zeus rescued all of us from house fires. Nobody died. Everybody got out. All the kids, all the parents, all the pets. Everybody got out safely because of Zeus. And the real Zeus actually won the Humane Society American Hero Dog Award for doing that. So he was an incredible dog. And this Zeus actually is portrayed of my real Zeus. And he inspired this whole book series and songs out of me. The whole thing. One great dog. So that's what a dog can do for you. Since Abby was a little girl and a human, she did not suspect that dogs had the ability to communicate separately from humans, even when yet another dog showed up out of the blue in her yard. Abby stood in awe while standing before her, a ginormous white dog, the size of a horse. Kiddo had to strain his neck to look up to the big white dog. For a second, it seemed a bit strange to her that now there were 2 dogs. But who cared? 2 could make her twice as cool. She fantasized about walking the neighborhood with 2 dogs and what the kids would say. In the meantime, Kiddo whispered to the big white dog, "She thinks it's just a coincidence that you have shown up out of the blue. So just go along with the fact she's about to rescue you too." Abby immediately ran into the house to find food, water, and jump on a computer to check the internet for different dog breeds. She couldn't wait to figure it all out, but she was mostly excited to see Luke's face, her next door neighbor, when she told him the facts about this new dog. Or is it a horse? She had to ask herself. She found the Dog Bible online. There were 339 different dog breeds worldwide, and you can see 190 of them at www.akc.org, and you can learn all about the dogs there. The AKC stands for the American Kennel Club, and they are the officials on dog breeds and what they do and how they look. She found a dog that looked exactly like the big white dog in her yard. The AKC, here we go. "Yowza," she said. "He's a Great Pyrenees. It's a dog breed that never needs to be trained to watch over animals and people. They just do it instinctively. He could be very handy to have around here. But somebody's probably looking for him too," she sadly said to herself. Abby had been reading books about Greek mythology in school and loved the stories about the character Zeus. He seemed big and beautiful and commanded respect. And this dog was definitely big, beautiful, and commanded respect as well. She ran back into her yard and cautiously approached him. "Because you're much bigger than I am, you're going to have to listen to me. I won't be able to handle you. And because you're so beautiful, I'm going to name you Zeus for now until we find your owner," she said. Meanwhile, Kiddo took Zeus aside and he whispered to him, the only way dogs can communicate to each other and the only way dogs can hear each other, and said, "Don't scare our rescuer, big guy. You better win her over by acting shy." Abby filled a humongous bowl of food, and Zeus gently licked her on the hand and gave her a sassy grin. She had seen that before. "Yowza, there's that love trance thing again. Do all dogs do this?" she asked. She overwhelmingly felt peaceful and safe, so she wrapped her arms all around him. Here's the picture from Kimberly. She's wrapping her arms all around Zeus. Wouldn't you just love to do that? Hug your brothers and sisters tonight, your mom and dad, and hug your pets. Back to the book. Kiddo became so jealous, he frantically jumped in between them. And while looking into Zeus's eyes, he secretly told him with his mind, "Don't steal her heart away, pal. It's my job to be cute. And though it's a curse, remember, the new dog rescuer in training needs to love me first." When Luke showed up in the backyard and gazed upon the pure white beast of a dog standing next to Kiddo, he had to take 2 steps back. He wasn't sure about a dog that was larger than he was. He remembered what his father had said, a veterinarian, what he taught him. You should gently hold your hand by your side. Wait for the dog to come to you. Let him sniff you first. Don't make any fast moves, and build the trust. Zeus took to Luke right away. He rubbed his whole big furry body up against him and almost knocked him over. "You don't know your own strength, do you, boy?" Luke laughed. Abby came bounding back into the yard and said joyfully, "Isn't he incredible? Isn't he big? And he is a dog breed who never needs to be trained to watch over animals and people. He just does it instinctively. He is a Great Pyrenees." Here's the drawing of this one. Luke looked at Abby and snickered. Operative word here. Great! The bigger the dog, the bigger the poop. We got a lot of work to do. Now there are two dogs who need our help. It's poster time. The two of them ran back into the house and started to plan how they could help their new furry friends. So I want you to take a second to go to www.thedogrescuers.net, and you can hear Kiddo's very own song right now, right there. It's free, and you can hear I Wish I Was a Big Dog. That's Kiddo's song. And I think what I'll do is tomorrow night I'll try to set it up where you can kind of hear that song too. Maybe I'll play it for you. But that's the end of chapter 3 and 4. And tomorrow night we'll do chapter 5. Okay, same time, 8 p.m. Central Time here in Nashville, Tennessee. Look at little Roxy. She's already, oh, she woke up. Say hi, Roxy. I know. Just tell him I'm a pretty girl. She's got her little bow in and she's already got her pajamas on. And yep, we're already here in bed and this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to sleep now. So be good for your mom and dad, okay? Make sure that you brush your teeth and you wash your hands a lot. And when you wash your hands, sing happy birthday to yourself twice, okay? Peace.